We are doing a panda. So this is the little panda we're doing. You can either do panda just with pen like this, or you can do panda with paint as well. You decide. I kind of put like rainbow kind of colors around my panda just to kind of brighten them up or her up. You decide. So pandas are such beautiful animals. We're so lucky that we live in a planet with such beautiful animals. So I'm going to share my screen. Sad they are becoming extinct, and that's why we need to raise awareness and educate other people on how they can help pandas. So here we go. It's a native bear, which is from South Central China. It's got beautiful big eyes. They're big animals. Not to mess with one of them, just let's put it that way. Then this is another beautiful photograph of it. I just love their eyes, and their fur must be super, super soft. They live in the wild, obviously, native of China. So I don't know if many people have, if anybody here has been to China and has ever seen a panda. So they're found in thick bamboo forests. We know that's what they eat, high up in the mountains of central China. Then it says these magnificent mammals are omnivores. So they occasionally eat small animals such as fish, but bamboo counts for 99% of their diet. So that's what they eat the most of the time. 99% of their diet is bamboo shoots. And they are big eaters. Every day they fill their tummies for 12 hours. So they just eat for 12 hours. I love it. I wish I could do that. And they eat 12 kilograms of bamboo. Isn't that crazy? So the giant panda's scientific name is, there you go. You can knock yourselves out trying to say that, but it means black and white catfoot. And they grow between 1.2 and 1.5 meters, and they weigh between 75 kilograms and 135. I aren't sure how long pandas live in the wild, but in captivity they can live around for 30 years. So that's not too bad. And they're quite solitary animals, which means that they just like being on their own. When winter comes, they just head lower down to the mountains where it's warmer temperatures, where they continue to chomp away on their bamboo. And sadly, these bears are endangered, and it's estimated that there's only around 1,000 remain in the wild, and that's why we need to try and protect them. We can help others to become aware of the poor pandas. We're going to basically today just be using mostly black marker and pen, and then, as I said, you can put some colour around if you want to. We'll get started drawing our lovely panda. So the first thing is put your page in a portrait position and fold it up the way. You know what we're doing, and you just pinch it in the middle. This is my way to help you so that you can work out where all the proportions are going, because today, okay, it's an animal portrait. So at the nose of, so here's the line, okay, I'm going to draw my line. You don't have to draw this, leave that. I'm just drawing this so you can see what I'm doing. I will move my a little bit closer. So the first thing we need to do is draw a little line here for the top of the nose. So it's kind of like a V shape. Now, if we fold our page, just wait a wee second, our page over the way in the middle, it's not, this is a line going down the middle. So I want to make sure that you get this at the right place. I'll really show you what I'm drawing, because I want you to get your proportions right today. So that's my 4/4. Now, what I want you to do is come over to the left-hand side, and on that line, draw me like a little V shape, just right beside it. I'm going to rub this out so you can see what I'm doing. So it's kind of like a little V shape, and this is the start of the nose. We're just drawing the top part of the nose. And then I want you to come down and do a little line there. I'm going to bring my camera closer so you can see what I'm doing, because I know what I need to do at the bottom of that is draw a little line going over, which kind of goes up at an angle like so. So it's creating that sort of little shape, because this is its little nose. Now you could shade this in with your pencil, because we're going to be shading this in anyway with a pen. There you go. Okay. Now, What I want you to do next then is to come down and draw 2 little curves. And this one here, look, it's going over quite considerably over the line in the middle. This one's kind of longer. This one's kind of shorter. So that's its little mouth. So what we're drawing here is this bit. We've drawn this bit here, and now we're doing this bit. So we have to start drawing now the side of the nose. So we just take it all step by step. We don't panic. We just think, I can do this. We have nice, positive thoughts. So I'm just rubbing out my middle line there a wee bit so that you can still see what I'm doing. That's my nose. That's my mouth. What you want to do then is take your baby finger and just put it at the bottom and draw a line along your wee baby finger. So put your baby finger underneath the smile. Okay, put your baby finger underneath the smile. And then that's where you are drawing its chin. So the last step that I did before that was I came down, just do a little number 1, and then I did a smiley kind of line, like curved it around. But the one on the right, notice the one on the right is longer. The curve goes up higher. It's going past that middle line. It should be going past your middle line over here. So always watch what I'm doing and gauging everything based on our central axis here, our central axis, because this is the center of our page. And that's where everything's going to grow from. This here is the bottom of the head of this is its little chinny chin chin. For the side of its face, I want you to come in 3 fingers on the left and draw there, like that. So I'm just getting that little bumpy bit because my fingers were there, and that's fine. So put 3 fingers in from the left-hand side. That's the side of the face. So notice it's just coming up a little bit over the central axis again. Okay, so always be looking and checking how far down has she come, how far up has she gone. Okay, so remember it's 3 fingers on the side. Rest your finger nearest your baby finger on the edge of the page and put your fingers together and then draw that. Okay, darling, you can make your panda whatever you like. It can be a baby, it can be a daddy, it can be a mummy, whatever makes you happy. Moving over to the left, and it's 2 fingers on the left, and then you do the same again. Okay, so just do a line like that, and then we're going to curve it around. So the curve just starts coming after the central axis. So that's its cheek, that's its side. The next thing we're going to draw is the top of the head. Yeah, you can make it a baby panda if you want to. So going in from the size of the face, from the left, it's 4.5 centimeters going in. You want to check that. So it's going in 4.5 centimeters on the left. If anyone's got a ruler, you can do this. And from the right, it's 3. So 3 here, 4.5 here. And then from the bottom coming up for the chinny chin chin, it's 11.5. Going up from the bottom. Now, from the top then, I want you to put 3 fingers down from the top and just kind of draw it, like, don't have it going round, kind of have it a bit like square at the top, like not square, but going kind of straightish. I'll give you the measurement down, you know how many centimeters. It's 4 centimeters down from the top. There we go. Now, what we need to do now is we need to join all of these lines together to create. Now, you see this one here, it's more kind of like at an angle. So don't be making it totally round. Make this one more straighter. Look at my shape. So just take your time and try to create this kind of shape. But it's important that here you do that kind of angle, because if you look at my drawing that I've done here, this is kind of going straight over and then it kind of goes round. Okay, so straight over. You can bring this out a wee bit more. All right, it's the same here. This line here is quite straight. So make sure that this here has got a chiseled jaw. This handle is very chiseled. There we go. Make my pencil lines a little bit thinner. It's kind of awkward sometimes for me to draw because there's masking tape in behind and it goes over it and then it makes it all like bumpy looking. It looks awful. We're going to now start sliding in little lines here at the side of the nose. Okay, these kind of are coming up and around. So the way that I would suggest that you do this is if you take your two fingers nearest your thumb and you put them in between, that's the kind of shape, you know, we're trying to create this kind of shape here. We need a wee bit of a gap here. So I'm trying to show you the width of it. Draw this around and come up and around. So it's like its nose. But you need a bit of a gap between the eyes. You can't have them too close together. So that's what I was saying. You can put your fingers at the top there and that can be like a little gap between both the eyes. So then you'll know how far to bring up these lines. So this is my halfway point. So you can see that it's like a V shape from the middle point up, but it's a very close V. And that's how far up you should do the nose for that line at the top. You need to put your two fingers up. It's like a small V from the tip of the nose up. How far am I going up from the V? A small V. So you put your first finger on the V and your second finger up, and then that's where you mark it for the top of your nose. And then you bring these lines down. Now we're going to start drawing our eyes. So let's go up and let's go up. So from that top line here, which we're going to rub out anyway, but I'm just trying to show you where to put that. I'm going to be rubbing out some of these wee lines. Yeah, we can use marker, we can use black marker. Then I want you to kind of curve it around and create this kind of shape. Now it's quite wide, it's a V shape, up and down, across the eye, up and down. We're using markers today, so if you want to, you can add paint in the background, whatever way you want. We're trying to make its eyes big so that his eyes kind of look more kind of like, you know, cute. We like to have cute eyes in our panda bear. So they're not just shapes, it's like, it's kind of curved at the bottom and it kind of goes up here, almost like there's a triangle here. And then there's like, as if you've got a fried egg at the bottom of your triangle. It's a bit weird, I know, but that's the only way I can kind of explain it to you. I just want you to get your shapes right. Now, the other side, have the line coming down just above where the V shape is. You see where this is just coming around the side of the nose? Have that coming down. It's coming down just above that line, So when you're drawing portraits and things like this, you have to be very aware where everything is in relation to one another. So I know we're doing an animal portrait, but it's still a portrait. It's still a drawing of a face. No matter if it's an animal's face, a human face, whatever. So we're now going to start drawing in the eye, the actual eyes. So let's start drawing in here like an oval egg shape and do an outline around it. It's over there. And then don't forget to do your little highlights, which is like another little circle in your eye. And do a tiny kind of moon sort of shaped one here, because we want to have nice highlights in the eye so that it looks really, really okay. So okay, and then we're going to go over to the other side, take it to the right side and draw same kind of idea. Only make it thicker, maybe at the bottom. I mean, make the highlights thicker at the bottom. So I hope you can see what I'm doing here. These lines are quite thick because I'm using a graphite pencil, and it's probably be better for short to you in this one because I need to rub it out because it's not really accurate. So look at all the white. Remember I said circle, moon shape. There's like a moon shape here and one at the side and one here. Okay, so the eye is an oval shape, like an oval, like an egg. Draw an oval, like an egg in here.
It's coming to get you, the panda.
So we need to do some little kind of short lines in between its eyes here. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this big line now because I don't need it anymore. So just draw or rub out anything that you don't want. So as I said, do some kind of little short line of like there and a little few wee lines around his nose. You don't have to do these big definite lines going up the side of the face. You can keep them quite sort of just like round the corner here. Just do a few wee lines there and a wee line here. Because the shape of the eyes is already there. So we need to put in our ears next. Oopsie daisy. So don't forget to put in these little like long kind of lines coming out there for its little wee hairs in its nose. Do a few little lines like that as well. Okay. Now, so the ears. So the C-type ears around here. C-type ears, just think of a C, push your page over on its side like that, and then kind of draw a C shape. And do the same on the other side, but it's going to kind of be going off the page. You're not going to get the full C shape. It's kind of going off to the side there. Next then, we need to draw the body of our panda. So it's 2 fingers at the bottom and draw a line in here. So that's for the bottom. And 1 finger on the right. So then you just bring this line down here to join on the right to the side. And you can bring this one out a little bit more and down. So we're drawing his wee body now. So 2 fingers on the left and 1 finger on the right. That's the distance that we're coming in from the sides to create the shapes that we need to create the body. Then curve down, come out a wee bit on the left, curve that around. Draw line now, I don't need that anymore. So we then can draw his wee arm coming in here, which is kind of meeting in the center line. And then we can do a wee bit here, just like as if that's his wee side bit. All right. So now we are ready, after you get that done, to start adding colour. I would say is whenever you use a marker, you can get the little hairs like sitting up nice, a bit thicker. But if you don't have anything else, you could use that. You could use colouring in pencils. Now, I'm going to teach you a technique in art called cross hatching. It's basically when you go one way with your pen and then you go the other way. Okay? This is like what illustrators use whenever they're adding colour. 2 different areas. So the first thing we're going to do, you can use paint as well. You use whatever you have. I'm just using a marker for this. I start colouring in the eye first with black. So you're doing your first section around the little white bit black. We'll leave the cross hatching to the very, very end. Draw a little line at the bottom, which is white. So we don't do it all black. What I did there, so I did my black oval kind of egg shape, and then I left like a moon shape at the bottom. Then I'm going to do another line outside that because that's where we're going to start colouring in. So we're going to start colouring in the eye, and we're going to start colouring that all in black. The reason why I like to use markers when we're doing stuff like this is because it's so easy to control where you're putting the colour, because we're using a very, very, very fine nib. And if you're painting an eyeball, you need to have a really, really, really small paintbrush. This is perfect. Just get the shape of the eye. Remember, that's straight down and then it's curving up around the top a wee bit like a triangle and then coming out a wee bit more. So it's kind of looking a wee bit sad, my panda. It's probably because it knows it's nearly going to become extinct, which is awful. Now, we need to do the same on the other side. Do the same on the other side. You just colour around the little moon shape and the little highlight. Okay. And then you leave that circle white. And then you colour in the black then around this area. We also then have to do the nose. But what I want to show you is I don't want you doing it really, really like heavy, heavy, heavy. So what you can do is you can go with your pen and create little small strokes side by side like that, okay? And then you go the opposite way. That is called cross hatching. So it's like that way and that way. And I'm going to fill my little nose of my panda in like that. So I'm going to go one way and then the other way. And then I'm going to come down and do his little mouth. I'm not going to do my line at the side solid. No, I haven't taught them. Don't go the line up the side of the face. Don't do a big heavy line going up here. Let's just draw a couple of wee lines there at the side and a little kind of shorter line here at the side of the nose. And then we can do the little hairs in between his eyebrows, between his eyes. He's not got eyebrows. He's not a human, silly teacher. Do a wee line here as well, kind of like in the middle of the head there. And then we're going to start going around the head, going around the ears and the face. Now, when you're doing the face, you can just do little short lines for the top of the head to show that it's kind of, you know, there's little hairs there. And you can do the same here. When you're drawing his face, have some little lines coming up from there. You just start now then doing that for me with your pen. So I'm doing my ears, I'm cross hatching, so I'm doing lines, going straight, and then I'm gonna swing my picture around this way, and then I'm gonna go and do lines over the top, going in the opposite direction, and that's cross hatching. That's something you can practice. Drawing quite fast with your pen and doing lines like so. So he's kind of cute, isn't he? He's a cute wee bear. And I'm just doing the same here for his body. I'm doing lots of little thin lines the whole way down. And I'll do some wee hairy bits there. Pens are really good because you can capture everything really fast. My pen's kind of running out here, so this is a little bit annoying. But I'm just going to keep going with it and filling this up more to get the sort of shape of the shoulder. Or you might prefer to, you know, paint in this section at the bottom. You could do that. You have then the option of just leaving it like that, okay, which is fine if you want to, or you can make it a little bit more colourful just by slotting in watercolours of different colours that you like. But you need to be very, very careful when you're adding the colour, because what will happen is we have used a marker, and if you put the marker with the paint, it'll blend in. So you can see the way there kind of went a blue colour. So be very careful that the watercolor doesn't run in on top of your marker, because it will go all messy. Okay, so just be very, very careful. I'm warning you all. Start slotting in some little bits of color. You can do the same. So you can just choose whatever colors you want. Oh, if I could get the lid off the top of mine, that would be great. So I'm going to put some blue here. So I don't paint like at the very, very edge. I don't put it in near where the black is. I just kind of leave a little border and kind of do a little bit of color. You could even do a little bit of color around the eyes. I like that, kind of highlight that area, and a wee bit up around the ear. Down here. So you're just basically slotting in little bits of colour above and around the head, just to kind of make it look more, kind of bring it more attention, okay? There's no right or wrong way of doing this. You just use whatever colours you want. I'm just going to use blues and pinks for this. So you can add in the colour. You don't have to use the colour. It's really just up to you. I'm giving you options. I'm going to put a wee bit of that pink around its wee face. Just be careful that when you're adding it near the face that it doesn't run. Sometimes what's happening is the pink will run into the black or the blue, and then it just is a big mess.